to just go buy wood from a lumber company.
Right.
Go look through millions of board feet of wood in a year and pick out the pieces that you want. But now those millions of board feet don't exist. So we have to purposefully go find a tree with a relationship with someplace. We're getting our first plantation mahogany in from Fiji. The Brits planted gajillions of mahogany trees in Fiji 85 years ago, and it's big enough to harvest now. Not all of it's guitar wood, most of it's flooring wood, but we have a short container coming in to test it out, and that would be fantastic if that works out. But from rosewood to mahogany, sapele, ebony, spruce, maple, there's not a species that exists that there isn't pressure on it from just the population, the massive amount of manufacturing that's going on. So it's important that we stay involved in that. In these villages in Honduras, they can pick a tree, cut that tree, about 5 total in a year that fills a container, and we have a great relationship with those communities, you know, contributing to their economy. So it's social forestry in its best, and any place that we can manage that, that's really fantastic. Other places we're dealing with businesses, like where we get our rosewood, we deal with Mr. Gopal, who we've dealt with for 31 years. He's been cutting rosewood for us. 31 years ago it was like this much rosewood, and now he's got 28 families that are supported by our rosewood purchases, but they're in their own country. They're buying their logs at government, you know, wholesale auctions, because the government controls all of that there. So they go and they get their logs, they cut, and they give to us. And you know, as the whole supply dwindles, it's kind of being replaced by a more strategic surgical extraction.
Right.
You know, when we go up to where our spruce is cut for these braces and the tops, you have a really high value mill in a small Northwest American kind of defunct logging area where the logging just doesn't happen anymore. But still, there's this one mill that's been started, and it cuts guitar wood. And you know, there's 13 or 14 people making a good living wage there. You know, it's a real job, and that's kind of fun to see. And they do that on very few trees. So you take a mill like this that cuts guitar woods, and for 100, 120 logs a year, they can have high-paying jobs, supply the whole North American guitar manufacturing, you know, industry. And the mill that was on that property a generation ago was cutting cedar shakes, and they probably went through 100 logs a day.
Exactly.
You know, so it's unbelievable, getting way more maximum value out of the wood.
And in the meantime, we get tops like this once in a while.
That's really beautiful.